Y'all ready? Peace and love, Moors. Peace and love to all the Moors, all the Muslims, all the Asiatics. I want to bring y'all into this right here. I want to bring y'all right into this right here. Check this out. Peace and love to all y'all Asiatics, all y'all overseas, all y'all everywhere. Y'all ready? Because we finna blast off. Share this out everywhere. This was something that I was looking at today. I'm finna bring y'all into what I was looking at today. From this book right here. The Laws of Human Nature. Ether. Check this book out right here. Watch this right now because we finna build real quick. Share this out. You ready? So, the other day, I seen the clip and it was about a shout out to Terence Crawford, right? The boxer. Now he was saying like how he ain't finna fight no more. And how he like dude that was interviewing, he was like ain't no amount of money that he's like, I believe everybody got a price. Ain't no amount of money that's gonna get you back in the ring 10 million, 50 million, 100 million. He was like, nah. Terence Crawford was like, nah. So dude like, shit, $100 million, you could have my soul. And Terence Crawford was like, well, now we know your character. The dude's face that he said that when T-Buzz said that to him, he was like, You could tell like he exposed himself because he said that shit on some, well, $100 million, you could have my soul. Nah, when you thinking about that, think about it another way. If somebody got a price tag on themselves, they'll do anything. It's nothing that they won't do. It's nothing outside of I'll do this type shit. Anything. They could get diabolical. It wouldn't matter what the price. It wouldn't matter whatever they want that person to do. They got a number on whatever it is on their ticket. That type of person, them the type of people that's dangerous. And I'm glad T-Bud was solid and he said, nah, I'm cool. He's like, ain't nobody, he's like, you got to stand for principles, values, morals. You feel me? When you stand for that, you winning. If you woke up today and you stand for something, principles, some values, if you stand for some kind of moral compass, you got your family, you got some bread in your pocket, you winning. Them the real, y'all the ones that's out here like us that's out here like that. We the ones that's winning. These people that got all this merch and they got all this so-called money, fam, they lives is terrible. If you could live in their shoes and see what they got to go through day in and day out, fam, it ain't gonna be worth it. It ain't gonna be worth it because how many of them so-called celebrities you see offing theyself or doing just the most diabolical shit, trying to get some kind of coping mechanism because that shit ain't all it seems, fam. All that shit is fool's gold. That shit just glitter. It's shiny. And you know how motherfuckers love shiny shit that glitters. Everything that glitter ain't gold. Just because the grass look greener on the other side, don't mean that shit healthy. That shit don't mean that shit natural. That shit could be astroturf. And your ass then went over there on some, oh, let me hop the fence and let me go over there. It look green over there. Whole time that shit astroturf. It ain't shit but rocks and concrete underneath that shit. That ain't no natural grass. On my mama. That's not no natural grass that's over there. On everything. That shit is not worth it. So I'm gonna bring y'all into this. Cause this right here was like, it just coincided perfectly. So we're gonna bring you right in here to this. Check this out. Check this out right here. Now keep in mind, this is coming from the book The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene. Get this right here. You want to dive deep into human nature? Get this right here. Ether. So check this out. What it say? It say, as Lincoln said, if you want to test a man's character, give him power. On the way to gaining power, people will tend to play the courtier, to seem differential, to follow the party line, to do what it takes to make it to the top. Once at the top, there are fewer restraints, and they will often reveal something about themselves you had not noticed before. Some people stay true to the values they had before attaining a high position. They will remain respectful and empathetic. On the other hand, far more people suddenly feel entitled to treat others differently now that they have the power. So now you see how we setting it up. People will really show them their true self when they got that bread. When they got that bread, that's when you gonna start seeing a real person. When they got that bread, is some people gonna, like it said, some people gonna stay true. Some people gonna stay solid. It's gonna be people that do stay official. From when they broke, when they poor, to when they got a little money, to when they got a lot of money. It's a few that's gonna stay true to it. But then you get the other ones. You see? Then see when they got that bag, now you gonna start seeing a whole other side of this type person. Cause they didn't have the means to be a full 100% on how they really is. On my soul. Now you see like, damn, I ain't know you was like that. I ain't even know that was your character. I ain't know you was cutthroat like that. I ain't know you was shiesty like that. I ain't know you was trifling like that. You ain't gonna know. With them type people, when they get that bread, then they gonna show you their real stripes. They gonna show you what their real thought process is on some shiesty shit. See, that's why the Prophet Noble Drew Ali said, money don't make the man. Clothes don't make the man. Free national standards and principles make the man and the nation. You see, this is why they don't talk about Noble Drew Ali. They ain't got no audio recordings of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Ask yourself, why don't they got recordings? They got recordings of Hitler. They got recordings of Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, so-called black leaders, right? They ain't got no audio tapes on Noble Drew Ali. They got audio tapes from Marcus Garvey. They got audio tapes of Farah Muhammad, don't they? Or not Farah Muhammad. Don't they got audio tapes of Elijah Muhammad? They got audio, right? Ask yourself, why out of all the so-called leaders, and Noble Drew Ali never said he was a leader. He never said that. It was just ordained. It was ordained. Why they ain't got no audio of Noble Drew Ali? They ain't got no audio? Or maybe they do got the audio and they just ain't gonna show it to the public. That part. They got audio of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, but they choose not to show that type of audio or play that type of audio. So what's in that audio that got them spooked? They shook. They don't want to play that audio. Why? Because it will free people. See? It will free people. So I'm thinking about this today. We watching BMF. We watching the whole we watching the BMF series. And I was thinking like this as I'm watching it. I'm like, we know how Scarface ended, like real shit. We know that love like gangster movies, and we love like, you feel me, movies like New Jack City, Goodfellas, Scarface, Godfather. We love this shit, right? We love gangster movies, for sure. I was thinking about it like this, though. We know how all the pretty much gangster movies is going to end. We know how it's going to be set up. The ones that's in the game, we love movies like, I love movies like, I'm a movie head. So I love movies like Paid in Full. That type shit. That part. I love movies like that. So, right, King of New York. All them deep cover, all these kind of movies, right? We know because we didn't watch all these movies get made, and we love all them movies that got made. But in the end of the movie, people that was on that drug type time, they was on that wild type time, on that criminal type time, we see the downfall, G. We see the downfall. We see the whole shit set up from the beginning when they ain't had nothing. They got a little something, start grinding. After they was grinding, police got on them, right? Like Belly type shit, Hoodlum. All these movies, but see, it's positives and negatives to that shit too, because you can learn from that. It'll be like, all right, like how we talking about right now, about if you give them money, some people, they stay official. They stay 100. Other people, when they get that bag, the shystiness inside of them, it pop out. You feel me? Then you start seeing their true self. Then it go like this. When you start seeing somebody show their real character, who you blaming? Who you blaming? Is you gonna blame? Hold on, let me turn this off. Is you gonna blame yourself? Or is it gonna be like, now that I see how this person really get down, now I'm gonna look at them differently. Now I'm finna look at them like how they really is. Cause a lot of people out here wear masks. They got a mask on their fucking face. They don't really show you the real face. But the point I'm making is, from watching all these gangster movies and BMF and all that, when they had a run, they was on top. But it come at a cost though. And we know how it's gonna end. We know how these movies gonna end. Police corrupt as hell. They gonna whoop in. And after they whoop in, people going to jail. Somebody gonna die. We know how the shit go. We pretty much could write every story about how a gangster movie finna go. Right? Damn near every one of them. But we love watching them movies. But you know what else we love doing? We love watching movies like The Matrix, Terminator. Movies like Divergent, Star Wars. You feel me? Because now you got Luke Skywalker, Yoda, Obi-Wan Kenobi and them. They the ones that's starting a pretty much a resistance. They starting a resistance in real time. So you seeing the Jedi, you seeing them bang against the enemies, the Emperor and them. Right. Hunger Games. You see? We love watching the resistance in a movie. But when it come to real life and you got to act out in real time, the resistance, that's what people start getting on some, I don't want to make too many riffs. I don't want to rock the boat too much. Why is that? Why is it on some, we cheer for the resistance in the movies when we watching it, but whole time when it's happening in real life, people start getting on some, I can't really jeopardize myself. Why? Interesting. It's interesting how we could love watching gangster movies and we could love watching Terminator and resistance type movies, but then it be on some, when it's time to resist in real life, why is it on some, nah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to jeopardize I got a job. It's like 1,000,001 type excuses that motherfuckers say. And I'm not telling nobody to risk nothing that I'm not finna do on some, all right, you gotta work, you gotta get your bread, for sure, because you gotta survive in this system that's rigged that's out here. But you know what, though? The system that's set up is actually anti-constitution. Remember, the Constitution is we the people. We the people. So in that Constitution, which is the divine document, it's not man-made. Listen, the Constitution, the preamble, the Declaration of Rights of Indigenous People, the Articles of Association, the Articles of Confederation, all these different documents, the Declaration of Human Rights, these right here is documents, protections for us to bang out against anybody that's anti of that. That part. That's the real rage against the machine. But then it be, I don't want to do that. So you rather sit and be compliant to a machine that you know is anti-liberty, anti-freedom, anti-love, anti-life. Crazy. But look at this though. Black Lives Matter. They ain't showing you that. Hey, listen, for all y'all out there talking about you rock with Black Lives Matter and this so-called Black History Month, listen to these numbers. So-called Black Lives Matter supporters, where you at and where's your stance at when it comes to the millions of abortions that happen voluntarily every year? Oh, don't get quiet. Oh, don't get quiet. Don't get quiet on that note. If you say so-called Black Lives Matter, why is abortion rate so high voluntarily? Nobody making nobody go to no abortion clinic. And the abortion clinics is eugenic centers. That shit right there kills millions of so-called black babies who are really Moors. So if you say you support your own, why not put a message out like, stop going to the goddamn abortion clinics? Stop doing that. You know how many, you know how many aborted babies? I think it was, what was it? 17 million? Was it 17? It was like 17 to 20 million so-called black babies have been aborted. You don't think that's a problem? If we talking strength is in numbers, 17, somebody Google it right now. Somebody Google that shit right now. How many babies have been aborted? So-called African-American babies have been aborted. We talking about in the millions. So you don't think that's something that need to be looked into? Huh? You don't think that need to be looked into? You talking about Black Lives Matter. So you don't think the abortion rate need to be looked into and switched around? Man, listen, man. Let me show y'all this. Hold up. Let me show y'all this, man. Where we at? Look at this right here. Look at this right here. From the book, The Laws of Human Nature. Check this out. Check this out right here. Peace and love to all y'all critical thinkers out there. You say, gratitude more. You say it indicates, it said estimates indicate that over 19 million to 20 million African-American children have been aborted in the U.S. since 1973, Roe vs. Wade. Gratitude more for that stat. So 19 to 20 million aborted so-called African-American babies since 1973. Now, do the math on them numbers. If You out here talking about, well, it's strength in numbers. And you right. It is strength in numbers. So check this out. It don't take a rocket science to figure out that if 19 to 20 million so-called black babies have been aborted, what do you think if them babies didn't, just half of that, didn't get aborted? What do you think it'll be now outside? What do you think will be walking around outside if all them babies, just half of them babies, 19 million to 20 million aborted so-called African-American babies who are really Moorish Americans? What do you think the numbers outside will look like if just half of that was cut off? Crazy. You talking about its strength in numbers. What? It'll be so many of us outside. Listen, it wouldn't be nothing to move how we pose to move. But let me show y'all this stuff. It say, at last, I have what I wanted. Am I happy? Not really. But what's missing? My soul no longer has the piquant activity conferred by desire. Oh, we shouldn't delude ourselves. Pleasure isn't in the fulfillment, but in the pursuit. Pleasure isn't in the fulfillment, but in the pursuit. See, that's real pleasure. The real pleasure really comes from the progression. The real pleasure really is in the journey. That's the real pleasure. All this shiny object shit that you get at the end, the trophy and all that, that's cool for sure. That's cool. You get you a little trophy. But the real pleasure should come from the journey, fam. The progression that you making. That's the real pleasure. Because think about it. When you get you a new car, how I feel when you get it? You like, oh, I got me a new car. I'm saying, it's new. So you on charge. You on 10 that you got you a little new car, right? You on 10. You want to drive your car everywhere. Every day you getting you washing your car at the car wash type shit. How long that lasts? It lasts for a little while, right? The feeling of pleasure. It lasts for a little while that you got your new car. Now you know what I'm saying? Now you know what I'm saying? Washing it, drying it, you pulling up different places, you all through the city, right? You all through the city with your new car. But give it a little time. Time go by, month go by, months go by, a year go by. Is you gonna have the same feeling about your new car months or a year later after you got that car? Nah. Because the pleasure from first getting the car ain't gonna be the same type pleasure as if you had the car for some time. That part. So the real pleasure that they got people out here just sunk in a sunken place from is the journey. The journey is the real pleasure. But see, the journey got a lot of pain with it though. It's a lot of pain that come with the journey. No different than you go work out. When you go work out, it ain't finna feel good. On my soul, it ain't finna feel good that you work out in the gym. Cause when you work out in the gym, you burning calories, right? You burning calories. You literally are tearing tissue, lifting weights, running on the treadmill, doing dips, bench pressing, doing curls, doing squats. You're literally tearing your muscles apart. That's how you build muscle. That's how you get lean. But it don't feel good when you doing it. That's the pain though. But the pain should be the real pleasure because you actually putting work in and using progression, you're going to be like, damn, I look good now. My shit coming together. Yeah. And whole time, if you looking at it on some quick pleasure, nah. Just like the dope game. Just like BMF. Just like New Jack City. Just like King of New York. Just like Menace to Society and all that. All them type movies. Goodfellas and all that. It show us the game. Paid in Full show us the game. But it don't never last. You see? And we synced all these movies before. We seen Scarface. We know Scarface, how he started. This nigga started as a nigga in Freedom Town. Tony Montana started in Freedom Town, fam. He started from the bottom. And he built himself up. Did the Rabanga hit. You feel me? He did that. After he did the Rabanga hit, know what I'm saying? He started moving up the ladder. You see? But then once he got on, what he started doing? He started losing focus. He started getting pulled into the pleasure instead of saying focus on the purpose. Why he was even in it from the dope. He lost his vision. Started getting lax. He lost focus. Start, know what I'm saying, worrying about the wrong things. Just like in Belly. You had it, but you started losing it because you lost focus. Distractions. That brings me to right here. Look at this. Where we at? I want to share this with y'all. Hold on. Where is it at? Man, where is that? I want to share this with y'all, Jake. Cause it hit so hard. It had hit so hard. Where is it at? Damn, I want to show y'all this. That shit hit so hard, man. Hold on, I'm finna find this. Hold on. Peace and love to all the Moors, all the Muslim, man, all the critical thinkers. I gotta find this for y'all real quick. Hold on. I gotta find this for y'all, cause then you gonna see what I'm talking about. Cause it's gonna tie everything in here together. 1 second. It's gonna tie everything in here together. Wait till you see it. It's so crazy. Where is it at? Right here? It's so crazy. Damn, where is this thing at? I want y'all to see this, man. Okay, look. There it is. That's facts. The CIA is a propaganda machine. That's what they are. COINTELPRO operations. They set it up to destroy the nuclear family. They set it up to give women the illusion that they could have it all. They set it up to split up the man and the woman from the children. So now Uncle Sam can become the father. The courts can become the father. The mother can be a dependent, not on her husband or her man, but to the courts, to Uncle Sam, which in turn destroys the family. So now you don't have a father providing. You got Uncle Sam providing. You got the U.S. corporation providing. And you know they gonna want you know what they coming for. You know what they coming for. They coming to destroy. So look. Say this right here. This is why we got to get back to the nuclear family. It say this. Law of role playing. This right here, fam. Check this out, y'all. It say people tend to wear the mask that shows them off in the best possible light. Humble, confident, diligent. They say the right things, smile, and seem interested in our ideas. They learn to conceal their insecurities and envy. If we take this appearance for reality, we never really know their true feelings. and on occasion we are blindsided by their sudden resistance, hostility, and manipulative actions. Fortunately, the mask has cracks in it. Peep game. People continually leak out their true feelings and unconscious desires in the nonverbal cues they cannot completely control. Facial expressions, vocal inflections, tension in the body, and nervous gestures. They must master this language by transforming you. It says you. That's us. We must master this language by transforming yourself into a superior reader of men and women. Armed with this knowledge, you can take the proper defensive measures. On the other hand, since appearances are what people judge you by, you must learn how to present the best front and play your role to maximum effort. It's a whole lot to digest right there. It's a whole lot to digest. Peace and love to all the critical thinkers that's out there. People right there, you know, it used to be a show called Lie to Me, right? Go watch that show. In this show, they were showing how humans, we all got micro expressions, they call them. So with these micro expressions, they real quick. But if you know the micro expressions, like you know your own face, they can't disguise it. The body is always going to reveal itself if you know what to look for. So the micro expressions, like somebody is in pain, somebody is contempt, somebody is happy, somebody is sad type time. So if you know what to look for, you can read somebody's face just like you read your own face. You see? And people wear these masks outside trying to present themselves off on some, yeah, I'm humble, I'm sweet, I'm kind. Yeah, I don't really get into too much and all that. But see, again, if you know what to look for, you can start spotting and be on the defensive side and the offensive side without getting bombarded by or ambushed with somebody. It seemed like they didn't flip the switch and they like a whole other person. Whole time that person been that person. They been that person. You just didn't know what to look for. Check this out. Right here. Let me show you this. Now this right here. Yeah. This right here, fam. Fam. I share this with y'all because I got love for y'all. Check this right here. Get this book. Get this book right here. The Laws of Human Nature. I'll keep plugging this book because how fire it is. Check this out. You want to turn the corner? You want to turn the corner, you say, right? Check it out. This right here, more. The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene. Ether. Check this out. What it say? Check this out, Morris. It say, you will always be the prey or the plaything of the devils and fools in this world. If you expect to see them going about with horns or jingling their bells. And it should be borne in mind that intercourse with others, people are like the moon. They show you only one of their sides. Hold on, man. Hold on. What that say? People are like the moon. They show you only one of their sides. Every man has an innate talent for making a mask out of his physiognomy so that he can always look as if he really were what he pretends to be. Hold on. It say, and its effect is extremely deceptive. He dons his mask wherever his object is to flatter himself into someone's good opinion. And you may pay just as much attention to it as if it were made of wax or cardboard. Ether. Wow. I seen that today. I'm reading that today. Damn. I'm talking about, fam. That shit hit so hard. Damn. People, if you paying attention, they gonna show you the good side. They gonna show you, everything is up and happy and you gotta know what to look for. Just like you know what to look for with somebody's face, it's the same thing you spot with somebody's character. If they show you signs like, shit, I'd do anything for some money. If they talking like that, I do whatever for the bag. You already know how they coming. Don't be surprised. Don't look all on some. Well, I didn't know what they were gonna do. Yeah, you did, because they told you. If you hear somebody say they'll do anything for money, that's a person that's dangerous in a bad way, not in a good way. That person will do anything to you, his mama, daddy, grandmama, anybody, just for that bag. Be leery. That's why I say it right here. That's why I said what it said. That's why I said what it said. No honor. You will always be the prey or the plaything of the devils and fools in this world if you expect to see them going about with horns or jingling their bells. Look, this is like I was telling my children today in homeschool. If you out here thinking that just because somebody ain't got a screw face on, if they ain't got horns coming out their head, that don't mean they not a predator. It don't mean that. They could be smiling at you. They could be laughing with you. They could be doing anything around you, but you never know somebody's true intentions. That's why you got to study people's character. You got to study their character, because the character ain't going to lie. The character ain't going to lie. See, you could wash off the dirt. You can't wash off somebody's character. Character always going to reveal itself. Somebody's character in the words that they say or the actions that they take. Their character is always going to reveal itself. You just got to pay attention to it. You just got to pay attention to their actions and their words, because you can't wash off quality character. You can't wash it off. You can't wash it off. You can't pay it off. You can't buy it off. Nah. If it's in you, it's in you. Right. Remember, it ain't what's on you. It ain't what's on you. It's what's in you. And if what's in you is bogus as hell, you got flawed, goof ass, trifling, shiesty ass character, it's gonna pop out. Peace, more. What's the word, Raja? Somebody's bogus character is always gonna reveal itself. Now I gotta show you this other clip. I gotta show y'all this other clip, man. Hold up. I gotta show y'all this, man. I gotta show y'all this, because you gotta see it. You gotta see it. Look, this right here. Now we coming out of the book by Robert Greene, The Laws of Human Nature. Now, just something I'm thinking about today doing homeschool. It say the laws of compulsive behavior. When choosing people to work and associate with, do not be mesmerized by their reputation or taken by the surface image they try to project. Instead, train yourself to look deep within them and see their character. People's character is formed in their earliest years and by their daily habits. It is what compels them to repeat certain actions in their lives and fall into negative patterns. Look closely at such patterns and remember that people never do something just once. They will inevitably repeat their behavior. Gauge, what it say? It says, gauge relative strength of their character by how well they handle adversity, their ability to adapt and work with other people, their patience and ability to learn. Always gravitate toward those who display signs of strength and avoid the many toxic types out there. Know thoroughly your own character so you can break your compulsive patterns and take control of your destiny. Take control of your destiny. That part. Do you even know your destiny? Knowing your destiny is just knowing your purpose. When you recognize your purpose out here, now you taking steps to your destiny. Cause don't forget, we are all gods. It's in the Bible. Ye are all gods. Many verses in the Bible. I'm talking about men and women. Ye are all gods. You are a generator, operator, and destroyer. You have the ability. You might say, we not no gods. It's only one God. Let me show you how you a God, how you a generator, operator, and destroyer, man and woman, because this is a universal principle. When you look down at nature and you say, well, look at that anthill right there. That's on the ground. Look at that anthill that's over there. I don't like that anthill in front of my house. You got options. What can you do? You a God. You could either destroy it by pouring water into the anthill. And remember, those are ants. So a drop of water to them is like dropping the ocean on their head. You see how we GODs? When you zoom out from the micro and you pull yourself into the macro and you say, damn, I really got the ability to destroy ants. I got the ability to destroy life. Yeah. But we also have the ability to create life, to make abundant life. You see, God, generator, operator, and destroyer. So on that, this is what Allah created us to be. Allah created us arm, leg, arm, head. We are GODs in the flesh. But we all connected to one Allah, which is the spirit. So when you in tune with your higher self, you ain't got to put no mask on because it is what it is. It's ether, everything, and everything ether. Everything is ether. Everything. So when you is really being your true divine self, whether you a man or a woman, you ain't got to put no mask on. Just be yourself. This is what the prophet was teaching us in the lessons. Moors, just be yourself. You say you want love, right? Okay. More mean love. So when you being yourself, you being more. You being love. You said you want light. More mean light. So if you can't see, go deep inside self. That's where the light at. And whatever is inside is going to beam outside. Now you're going to illuminate the whole shit. Islam. Now you finna illuminate the whole situation. That's the growth and development. Shout out to all the GDs. That's the growth and development. You feel me? Shout out to the Black Peace Stone Nation. Shout out to the BDs. Shout out to the MCs, Four Corners. Shout out to the Vice Lords. Yeah. Shout out to the BGs, man. Yeah. Cause it's one nation though. See, the one nation is when they talking about, well, what do we need to do right now to change what's going on outside? Great question. First thing you got to do is you got to know self. to the point where your identity, our identity, collectively, if I say I'm Moorish American, which I am, and you say, well, I'm black, you say you Indian, they say they Native American, they say they Hebrew Israelite. You see, it's division. See, the unity is in nationality. That's the unity. If I'm saying I'm this, she's saying she that, he's saying he that, he's saying he's something else, it's like when you ask an Asian, what are you? What do you identify as? They not gonna tell you I'm a yellow person. I'm a yellow man. When you ask an Asian, she not gonna tell you, well, I'm a yellow woman. I'm a proud yellow woman. They don't talk like that. And that's how Moorish Americans who are in a sunken place with the black spell, this is how you sound. You sound like you're in a sunken place and you got an identity crisis because you never gonna hear a Palestinian, a Pakistani, and Asian say that they're crayon color. They only play that crayon shit in the Americas. If you step out of the Americas and you travel somewhere, nobody calls you a black person. No, they gonna go first off what you say out your mouth and how you identify. And if you say you a so-called black person, well, that's what they gonna call you. If you go over there talking about that, that's what they gonna call you. But on your passport, it say that you an American. And since you are Moorish American, just be that. If you look up Michael Jackson, it don't say African American on AI overview. Guess what it say? It say American. Tupac, Biggie, American. Janet Jackson, American. Sade, whoever else you want to take. It don't say black. It don't say that. It don't say that. It don't say a color. See, the color thing, the flip for the color is knowing your identity. That's the flip. The flip is to know your identity, to know self. Like, you ain't getting no points by misidentifying in 2026 and beyond on some black shit. You ain't getting no points with that shit. You ain't getting no points identifying as an Indian, a Hebrew Israelite, as Native American, a Latino, a Hispanic. You ain't getting no points no more because people around the world is tired of that shit. This is what the whole age of Aquarius is about. So just like I mentioned earlier about the movies, and we seen Scarface, we seen Tony Montana, we seen Nino Brown, we seen the movie, we seen Mitch, we seen Ace, we seen it and watched how they grew, how they came up. We seen BMF, how they came up. They was rich, but what happened in the end? They sold their own out for that bread or to try to dodge that jail time. But you know what we ain't seen though? You know the movie that we ain't seen? We ain't seen that Moorish movie where the people actually identified with one national name and was like, we own that. We ain't seen that. We ain't seen that. We ain't seen that. Right. Facts. Colored is something that is painted, stained, varnished, or dyed. Islam. So we can't, when you came out your mama, did the doctors around the table, did they pull out a paint gun and did they spray you down with black paint? Did they give you a varnish? Did they pull a can of varnish out when you came out your mama? And you start crying, and then they brought a jar or a container of varnish, and they put varnish on you. They brush you down with some varnish. Because the only things that could be varnished are objects. You ain't an object. You a living sentient being. You're not an inanimate object. You're a living, breathing, sentient being connected with Allah. Don't forget, we are made in the likeness and the image of Allah. You're not an object. See, this phone holder, this is an object. This is an object. This is a black object. You're not an object. This is not breathing. This is not alive. It's a black phone holder. It's not alive. You understand? So when you say you're black, you're saying you're an inanimate object. You're saying that you're not real. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's 2026 now. What are you doing? And when they say they white people, they not white people. Nobody is white or black or yellow or purple or burgundy. Nobody is that. Everybody on this planet, as far as a living being, a so-called human being, they come from their mama and their daddy. And then you wonder why so-called people around the world, when they come over here, they try to show their little ass and try to act like they on some better shit. They ain't better on nothing. It's just the demoralization. The demoralization in the Americas is to make us forget who we are. That time is over now. It's up. It ain't no more forgetting no more. Once you remember, it ain't no more forgetting. Ain't no more forgetting. Ain't no more going back. Nationality is the order of the day. Ain't no more going back. How could you go back? How could you go back? I'm looking at something today. I'm looking at something else today. And this book called what is it? Race Does Not Exist. And in the book, it's just on some. It was this dude named Carl Linnaeus and Frederick Blumenbach. They created the 5 categories of so-called humans. But in reality, it's only one race, and that's the human race. It ain't no different races. It's the human race. That's it. That's all. The human race. That's it. That's all. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's all. Ain't no the races. Nah, it's just the human race. You know what I'm saying? They did that to divide and conquer. It's all divide and conquer. Don't fall Vic, man. Don't fall Vic. We ain't seen that movie, though. We ain't seen that Moorish movie. It's on the way, though. It's on the way. It's on the way. And so you wonder why so-called black people is murdering each other, just younger and younger, and it's so toxic with the attitudes and whatnot. If you wondering, you ain't gotta wonder, because words are spells, and black means death. According to science, black means death. So when you look at the word black and you associate that word with your self-identity, you are identifying with everything that word is associated with by definition. So you say, well, I'm going to associate, I want peace, love, and light, but you associating yourself with a word that means the absence of light. You associate yourself with a word that means death. What you think in the corporate world? How many times we see our people that's famous, Gap Bread, they play football, basketball, baseball, whatever. What happened when the league say, I ain't fucking with you no more? They blackball them. Peace, Q. Y'all give my brother a quest on a mission to follow. When you see somebody that's so-called African American in sports, TV, whatever, If the industry ain't fucking with them, they blackball them or they blackmail them. You get it? Blackball, blackmail, blacklist. They put their name on the blacklist. See, the word association with black. So all y'all out there talking about Black Lives Matter. Look at what you're really saying. Dead lives matter. That's what you're really saying. When you associating yourself and identity with a word that associates with death. That's why you see, like out here in Chicago, that unfortunate situation happened. Look at how they identify. You identifying with a word that means death. So what you think gonna happen with people who associate themselves as a word that means death? You gonna see violence. You gonna see death. You gonna see exactly what you seeing outside right now. Death culture. This is what you seeing outside. Because words cast spells. That's why. You playing with words. And you don't know how powerful you are. Because you a God, but you think you a human. Man. It's a book that y'all should grab, man. It's this book called Don't Think Like a Human. You should get that book by Chiron. Don't think like a human. Fam, it's gonna blow your mind. Because you in case nobody ever told you that, you're not just a human. Like how they say, like, well, we have junk DNA. They call it junk DNA, where they tell us that we got DNA in our bodies that's junk. Do you think Allah, the creator of all, would give us junk DNA? And in the same book, he told us that we were made in the likeness and the image of Allah. But Allah never makes mistakes. So why would Allah, the creator of everything, make a mistake and give us junk DNA? Man, get the fuck on. So Allah created us in his likeness and image, but made a mistake and gave us junk DNA? What? You got to question everything, fam. Question everything. Question everything. So Allah, the creator, gave his creation. Man and women gave us junk DNA inside our bodies. Or maybe that's just the God DNA that we ain't collectively woke up yet. That sound more like it. Maybe that's just the God DNA that they trying to divert our attention away from. So now we ain't gonna awaken that pineal energy, that nuclear energy. Fam, it's so much. It's so much information, fam. It's so much information. Islam, or it's so much information. How they coming out now with the Gate Project, and how the Gate Project was taking our pictures and shorties inside of these schools, and they was doing, like, when you was going to school, they was taking your class picture, and then they'd take you in a solo picture. How do we know what they was doing with them pictures and that information? How do we know? But now you got information coming out about the Gate Project, CIA operations, declassified. It's all coming out now in this age of Aquarius. How the information they was taking was for the creation of children that had super God abilities on the planet. Super abilities. And guess what? They ain't gonna tell you. All of us have these super abilities because ye are all gods. Ye are all gods. But they want us to think Allah gave us junk DNA in our bodies. How about another look at it and saying, that's not junk DNA. That's the God gene. That's the God gene. And the only way you can activate the God gene and tap into the God gene is if you tap into your Moorish self, which is your higher self. that's connected to Allah. We out here in the carnal world thinking that people is crayons and black and white really are people like bloodlines. Tap into your God gene. Your God gene is right there. It's literally right there. You just got to tap in. Tap in, fam. That's why I give love out to the GDs, to the Blackstones, to the BDs, to the Vice Lords, to the Latin Kings. Know what I'm saying? To the Bloods and the Crips, whatever, the Zopound, whatever you involved with the Four Corner Hustlers, I tap in with all them. Because, fam, they'll be like, why, Kush? Why you tap in with all them? Because all that's a part of Moorish science, Moorish culture. The 5 and the 6 is connected. The 6 is the symbol of the yin and the yang. That's the 6. The 6-pointed star got many symbols, got many meanings. One of the meanings is the 6 is a meaning of the masculine, the divine masculine and the divine feminine principles. The 2 triangles is divine masculine and divine principles and divine feminine principles. So let me say that again. The 6-pointed star that we see is divine masculine and divine feminine in harmony, balanced, working together. That's the yin and the yang. That's what the feminists and the rest of these degenerates that's out here that hate man and man that hate women. This is what they never want us to look at. The meanings behind the symbols. The 5-pointed star got multiple meanings too. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Not only that, it got more meanings to that. So if you recognize the mask by looking at somebody's character, instead of just looking at their reputation or what kind of job they got, or they look good, or they dress good. Nah, go by their character. Because you can't wash off character. You can't pay nobody to be somebody else that they not. For an extended period of time, their true character always gonna reveal itself. Always. Islam. It's always gonna reveal itself. Exactly. Character, you can't wash off character. You can't wash it off. Nah. So, I hope y'all got something from this beam out. I'm finna move around. Finna get some food though, real shit. Finna get some food. So, much love to all y'all critical thinkers. For sure. It's always better to be yourself. Just be yourself. Man, know thyself. Just be yourself, fam. Just be yourself. Be yourself. What's better than being yourself? Nobody on this planet got your fingerprint. Nobody. Listen. Nobody. This is how cold Allah is. Allah created how many people on the planet? About 8 billion. How don't 8 billion people got the same fingerprint? And you know what's crazy? Not even twins share the same fingerprint. You talking about mic drop. Not even twins that came from the same mom and daddy got the same fingerprint. And you think that Allah made mistakes? How? Man, I'm gone. Yeah. I'm gone. Allah created us not to have the same fingerprint, but you trying to tell me that we got junk DNA inside our body. Look at my face. Yeah. Straight up, man. Islam to all the Moors, man. Islam to all the Muslims. Islam to all the Asiatics. Islam to all the critical thinkers. Much love to all y'all. If y'all got questions, just DM me. I'm doing a series right now. We're on the generational run right now. It's everything ether. It's ether everything. So if you want your city, your country, if you want that to be a part of it, Link up. Just DM me. I got you. We gonna get to it. It's a whole lot of work to do. Whole lot of work to do. But y'all out there doing it. We out there doing it, right? We out there doing it. We doing it every day. Don't lose focus. Stay yourself. Stay true to yourself, man. Stay true to yourself. Master self. All right? I appreciate all y'all that tune in, man. Real shit. Much love to all y'all out there, man. Down south, East Coast, West Coast, overseas, in the middle, Chicago, and all that good stuff in between. All that good stuff in between. Study, study, study. And teach your children. Teach them now. Don't wait till they get older. Don't wait, fam. Teach your children now. Teach your children now to stand on principles. Because if you don't stand on love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, which is universal principles, you're going to fall for anything. Just like old boy said, for $100 million, you could have my soul. What? If you could be bought, it ain't worth having. Islam. Peace, Morris.